Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I am still a little bit out of sorts from my trip. Napping a lot, just not feeling super motivated, but I have been spending over an hour printing photos, and boy do I have a lot of photos, and I want to put together some page kits. If you see a lot of pink, it's all about pink right now. My daughter had a pink graduation party. So I have been printing photos from the party. And of course, you got a lot of people at the party and you want to take pictures with all of the people. So I have so many photos that I need to figure out how to fit on some pages. So I have a bunch of photos. I've written down a couple of ideas. I don't have sketches yet. I have been looking back at an old Christie's Beautiful Life that did 2-page sketches. So I may pull out some of those. I may also just wing it. But let's start with what I've pulled. I'm going to start with this one. This is Pink Fresh. The papers are from Spring Vibes. Of course, I was looking for things that had pink. Let's set all this aside for now. This is the cut apart. I think there might be Good Days Ahead is a good one. Happiest of Times, maybe. Happy Little Memories, maybe something like that. So there might be a cut apart there. There's also a pink and white striped here. I did like this floral, and I love this paper. So I'm wondering, I think I'll add some white cardstock to this because it may end up, I think I was intending this one to be for the Friends picture. So there'll probably be a grid with a lot of pictures, but I'll definitely need a couple, probably at least 2 pieces of white cardstock to go with that. So there's some white cardstock. I'll add that to it and then try and fit a lot of photos on that. Now then, along with the Pink Fresh, it came with a sticker sheet, puffy stickers. Now these are spring related, but there's some florals on here that might work. Best Friends. Love this. So there's a few things that might work on here. I thought there was something that said celebrate on here, but anyway, so those stickers. Then there's these ephemera items. So some will work, some will not. And then from the Flower Market kit, which it looked like the papers were more peaches than pinks, but there are a few things in here that might work. You Are Loved, and the colors are just super close to the same. So there's a Best Friends button on here, Happy Day. So I'm going to go ahead and include these in here. So this is going to be an all Pink Fresh page kit. I don't have a title on this yet. I'll probably pull some scraps and maybe cut something on the Cricut, perhaps, or something like that. Because this paper brings in a lot of other colors, so that won't be difficult to make something that will stand out. So that's sort of the last set of pages. And I've got so many of those, I may end up making a flap or something to fit more photos so that I can fit everything on a 2-page layout. We shall see. All right, the first page of the party is, I'm going to call it Party Time. I've pulled out some super old Stampin' Up! Papers. Let me show you those. So I have 2 of these sheets. This is the back side, won't be using that. 2 of the stripes. And there's a fun floral on the back side of that. This sort of tone-on-tone floral, and the back side is a check. So that's lots of papers, plenty for a 2-page layout. And then I have these gold alphas to go on it, and there's some gold in here, so I think that'll look really good. And then these are the photos, so it's the sort of setup of the party, the food. We had a soda bar, a candy bar, and a nacho bar. So that's sort of the setup for the party, and then picture of the graduate and then she and her boyfriend. So that'll be a 2-page layout. I have these, I think these and these are the perfect color for these. And then I went through my binders and pulled a whole bunch of ephemera from florals and then the general ephemera. And I think I'm going to use these for both of these next pages. So I'm just going to leave them sitting on my desk. But I have some florals. This is a pretty heart that will match. This says, "Let's celebrate." Here's a little wood grain. These little stamps are super cute and I think will work with either of them. This says, "Congrats." It may make it. The best happy memories, that might work. "Oh, so lovely." And then a few little florals with some gold elements. This fun bouquet, which may or may not make it on. I think it looks better on this color combination. A fun house plant, a white heart, and some gold hearts. So that's what I have. So I'm just going to keep that on my desk for this. And then this is another page kit. Again, I need to figure out a sketch for that. But that will come with time. I really have to decide which order I want to do these in. Of course, I mostly like to work chronologically. But sometimes so I would start with this one. And I think it might be the easiest, so it's a little more defined. So I also grabbed a few scraps from my scrap bin in pink, just in case. So that's number 2. And then number 3 is from a paper pad, and it's from a Paper Studio, I think, a British company. But I really liked the idea of this hello paper for some of the other friends and family that came to support us. So this will be people, and I really liked the idea of the hello. There's this grid paper. This is a scrap of it. These are all one-sided papers. I've got these butterflies. I'll probably be fussy cutting the butterflies out. And then 2 different papers. I don't like them together, but one or the other will work with these. I'm leaning toward this one and not the diagonal stripes, but you never know. And then we'll use that same ephemera for that. I did pull out a sequin mix. There's not a ton of pink in here. I might look and see what else. That's almost too bold a pink. This one's too peach. So I don't have an endless supply. You know, some of these might work too. Maybe not that one. This Felicity Jane might work on a different one. They're a little too peachy. Anyway, and then I have some other sequins that I might incorporate. We'll see. Just to add a little more pink to this combination. I do have some enamel dots, which may or may I generally do either sequins or enamel dots, not both. But then I have, I'm not sure what all letters I have in here, but I have some fun pink glitter letters that might work. We'll see. I probably can't spell Reese. In fact, I don't see any E's. So I might be limited what I can spell with this, but we'll see. And these are the photos for this one and the next one. And then I have pulled a few other papers out. This is a shimmery pink, and this rose gold, and it's got a little bit of pink and blue. I love this paper. I've got a whole paper pack of this. So if I end up going to a 4th page kit, this is going to be it if I can't fit all the pictures. So that's kind of my plan. These others are all pretty bold and stuff. This one's a little more girly and glitzy, but that's what my daughter likes. I'm also hoping to use this maybe on the Friends page as a, flying high with friends or something like that, as a motif for that. So I'm keeping this out. I also have a whole stack of sketches that I'm going to reference from, this was series 16, which is back in October. I also have the current series. So I'll keep those out, and I think I'm ready to scrap. So please join me as I wade through all of these party photos. Thanks a lot, you guys.